My Slack is going off.
Everybody good?
We're good?
Good.
All right, y'all go ahead.
Yeah, Chip, obviously, Connor and Max, two different styles, two different, levels of experience. But what's it been like so far seeing them, kind of competing at that spot? And I know they're throwing to the same guys. What's it been like seeing them?
Yeah, it's been good. I think we've tried to split it right down the middle, 50-50. And, they are a different skill set, but they also are similar in a lot of ways. Max is a really good athlete. That's something that's really stood out to me. We obviously know Connor is. And so I think it's been good. Those guys have split the reps. They both had days where they made a lot of plays. They both made mistakes and still going through that learning process. But I love them. Our whole quarterback room, we got great kids. Competition's good, all the way around, and really, really pleased with their progress. We're a long ways from a finished product, but they're making progress every day, and that's what we're looking for.
And with Max specifically, obviously Connor's been, around for a year.
Yep.
Max, he's, pretty much just got here. How have you kind of seen him, acclimating himself, on the field, getting timing down with receivers?
Yeah, I think he did a lot of work probably when we weren't around in January and February with those guys. I know they worked extremely hard. He's trying to build that, that relationship with those skill guys where he understands who runs routes and, because everybody runs them a little different, the details of the routes and so forth. Which guy can run by anybody, which guy's a better, catching traffic guy that we can get it to. And so I think he's done a nice job. He's really come into our program and bought into, our culture and how we like to do things, and really eager to learn, as well as Connor, as well as Michael, as well as Tad, all of them. They've done a really nice job. And, when you play high-level football like here in Division I, then you have to be competitive and you have to prepare. You can't just leave here and turn it off. They do a great job preparing for each and every day, and we got a good battle in our hands, and we'll keep that thing going.
From my layman's eye, Connor looks different than what we saw late in November, December, even in the game. How is he different?
Yeah, I think he's more confident, probably, is what I would say. Obviously, long ways from being where he wants to be right now, but he's playing with more confidence. Maybe that experience in the bowl, getting all the reps, in practice, that's something that's really invaluable that sometimes we forget. And then playing in the bowl game, getting to start a game and do that was, I think, good experience for him. And he's a smart guy. He's talented, and he continues to progress and get better. And I think Max coming in here has made him, up his level as well. His focus and preparation, and those guys are continuing to battle. And the best thing about it is they're both first-class people. They know they're competing, and they really support each other. And you don't find that these days very much.
Connor's a studious guy. Did he squeeze every drop he could out of the film from the bowl game?
Oh yeah. He's watched that many times, and some things he'd like to have back, some plays he made. I think that was his first really extended playing time, probably when it mattered. Sometimes he's gotten in to finish games and so forth, and I'm sure he's really studied that game and leaned on that experience for sure.
Chip, you know how we can jump to conclusions a little bit. Was this a bad day for the offensive line? Mac has talked about sort of how encouraged he is about that group, and he thinks what he thinks they can be. But I don't know. It looked like gave up a lot of pressure.
You know what? I don't know. I'd have to look at the film, to be honest with you. I know he scored some touchdowns, so it felt good from my standpoint. But until you watch the film, you got to remember too, we're not hitting the quarterback, so sometimes we're blowing the whistle early. Sometimes, and then in the thud period, who knows, man? I mean, Omari's going to run through tackles and so forth, and when you're thudding, you don't get that. So we're just really trying to focus on executing the play. Everything else will take care of itself as long as we're going the right people, blocking the right people. And then when we put the ball down and tackle, I think it's a different deal. And we got backs I feel really good about. I think they can break tackles and score.
What's different about the offense this year?
Nothing. I mean, new players. Other than that, yeah. I mean, we are. We like what we do on offense. I think last year, at times we played really well. And I like what we do. We got the big thing is, though, each year you build the offense around the strengths of your players, and we're still. Hey, last year you got Drake, you got Tez. We lose those two guys, so your team's a little different. But, the core of what we do and what we believe in will still be the same.
What have you seen from some of the young receivers? It seemed like
you
got some playmakers.
Those young receivers, I'm really excited about them. When you talk about Jordan Shipp and Alex Taylor and Vari Green, and those guys are the three that have come in and really kind of jumped in, and I don't want to miss anybody, so if I miss somebody, Jeremy, help me out. But those three guys, you saw today, they made plays. They were really good high school players. Lonnie did a great job recruiting those guys and getting them here. And the one thing about it, since we have some guys out, JJ, Kobe, and some of these other guys, that they're getting a ton of reps that they probably wouldn't get, and that's so valuable for those guys to get in there, get reps with Max, get reps with Connor, and you can see those guys coming along and getting better each and every day.
Ship with those guys, just to follow up real quick. I mean, the skill is so apparent watching them play, but is the confidence sort of on another level to be, these guys should be still in high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they act like they belong.
Yeah, you should be getting ready for prom and all that good stuff. But Ship's a confident player. That's one of the things we really liked about him. When you're recruiting, you try to find out, do guys love football and what's their makeup like? And, his makeup was always a confident guy that loved to compete. And you see that right out of the gate with him each and every day. And the best thing about him, sometimes as a freshman, you come in and you don't realize it's every day. You got to get up and prepare. You got to go to treatment. You got to go to weights. You got to go to practice meetings and all that. And he's handled that transition well. Really, all three of them have. But yeah, Jordan is, I think definitely you could say he's a confident player. I think that's a great way to describe him.
You said that you built the offense around the talent that you have, and the offense is what it is. Have you found yourself, now that you're 10 practices in, maybe cutting a few things because it might not suit what you have?
Yeah.
And maybe adding a couple of things?
Yeah.
Is that the value in hitting as much as you guys are hitting?
Yeah, I think that's a great point. What we've tried to do is keep our install really small. We don't need a ton of plays. We just need to execute the plays that fit us better, and be more efficient. And especially when you have a new quarterback, right, and some new offensive linemen. We got almost a whole new offensive line, no matter who's in there. I think we lose 4 starters or something like that. So the goal to going into spring was, let's figure out what our install wants to be, keep it very simple so we can repeat it and just window dress it each and every day different ways. And our guys have bought into that, and we're trying to really coach the details and improve each and every day from the standpoint of the simple things, the footwork, the hat placement, the route depth, the drops with the court, all those things. That's what we're really focusing on, and hopefully that's going to pay off.
Speaking of the offensive line, Trayvon Green is a player that Mac has kind of talked to us about the other day. Where do you kind of see his game at right now, and how have you seen him, be different? Mac said he lost a lot of weight in the summer too. How have you seen him be different?
Yeah, he's down some weight for sure. He's still a big human being, but he is. I've seen Trey kind of take that next step. I think he realizes he has an opportunity now, and he's still got it. He's going to have some competition. Has some now. Will have some. So he's got to continue to improve. But I've seen a different Trey for sure. Weight's down. He's moving better. He's always played physical and always had a great attitude. And coach wants to be coached, and he's a great kid. But I think he's trying to seize the moment, so to speak, and take this opportunity and run with it. And it's going to be a competition all the way through to our first game. But I like the progress he's making. And really, for us to be really good, we've got to have a lot of depth in the O-line because, as you know, the season goes, guys are going to get banged up. And I like his progress so far.
Speaking of the O-line, when Howard Sampson came in and talked to him back in January,
Yeah.
he described himself as a project. I mean, he had 3 years. And he didn't play much in North Texas, but he's out there with the Blues. What has surprised you about him? And what has he done?
Yeah.
Maybe it's different that you guys didn't anticipate so quickly that has him out there.
Well, the first thing I think sticks out is his size. I mean, in length. He's 6'8", and he's 30 pounds, and to be as athletic as he is, to be that size, that's been unbelievably impressive. I mean, it surprised me. You watch him get out and run on the screens. You watch him pass set. It's very impressive. He's long. His experience is a little thin. He had an injury last year, some with an ankle and so forth. But I really like where he is. He doesn't say a whole lot. He's kind of a processor. He just kind of takes things in, quietly does his job, and I really love what I've seen out of him so far. And he's still, I think he sees himself as a project because he holds himself to a high standard. He wants to be one of the best guys in the country, and to get there, he knows he's got a lot of work to do. But he's definitely got the skill set to do that.
How huge, I guess, no pun intended,
Yeah.
is it having such big tackles, and you're going to get left-hooks coming in here in
Yeah.
a couple of months, easier to do?
Yeah, that's the key. Is this game? Those DNs are long and athletic, and those are something that they're hard to handle. Those DNs are. So you need some length at tackle for sure to help you not create such a short edge. And I showed up some in practice. He gets to go against Rucker every day. He gets to go against Dez every day, and Bo and all those guys, and that's only making him better. But I think for us, to get where we want to get to, length is very important to what we want to do for sure.
Is Connor making quicker decisions with the ball right now? I don't know if my eyes are deceiving me, and obviously Max hasn't been here long. I feel like that's what I saw.
I hope so. I think, like I said, I hadn't graded the film, but what I've seen from him is when you play with confidence, you think you get you play faster. I mean, that's the way it is. You're not processing as much, and we've tried to keep the install very small for that reason as well. We got 2 new quarterbacks, and you know, if you keep things simple and repeat it, things become second nature, and that's the hope. Obviously, every play has a life of its own because of the different defense. Hey, this coverage we're going to throw here versus that coverage here, but he's definitely making decisions quicker, and I like his progress.
When you're in a scrimmage and you're going up against a defense, how creative are some of those blitz calls that Colin says? It seems like he shows a lot of stuff pre-snap and kind of brings it from somewhere you like.
Yeah, he's. I like what I've seen. Those guys are very aggressive. I think they bought into Jeff and his scheme, and you know, he presents problems. He's always done a nice job. Coached against him when he was at Mississippi State, and I was at Auburn, and I've known him for a long time. He used to recruit my school when I was a high school coach, and so I've been around him a lot, and really like. I think those guys on defense are having fun. They're flying around, and it's a challenge, and that's good for us. We need to challenge each other on both sides, and we work together very well and try to put ourselves in situations that are hard for each other, and so we can grow from it. And I think that's important for us as a football team. We got to play complementary football. It's something Coach Brown talks about a whole lot, and we're working toward that for sure.
Chip, we got a chance to talk to.
Got 2 more for Chip.
We got a chance to talk to the transfer class this winter when they got here, and Darwin Barlow, Austin Blasky, talking to those guys, they both said when they were getting recruited by you guys, you all said we want to run the football more.
Yeah.
I understand how recruiting talk goes, but
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to this season be more of a run-oriented team, do you think?
I don't think so. I mean, we ran the ball. I don't know what our numbers were, attempts and so forth, but we had a 1,500-yard rusher. We led the ACC in rushing and all that. So I like where we're at. I think you have to be balanced somewhat. You have to be able, if we can just run the ball, that's not, we're going to struggle, right? Because people are going to overload us in the box. And then when they give us opportunities to make plays outside, we got to do that. Drake was, a special player, and so sometimes you put the ball in his hands and let things happen in tight situations. But we're still growing as an offense, but we would like to be balanced. We'd like to be able to run it and throw it, and really each week take what the defense gives us.
When you stay in the running game behind Omarion, is it kind of Davion and Darwin right now, 2 guys with vastly different realms of experience? Are they sort of 2 guys that are behind?
I think so. I think those guys are both. They're competing. They understand. The one thing I like about them, all 3 of them, obviously, with Omarion, is they're downhill backs. They like to run physical. They like to get downhill. Darwin's coming here, and he's having to learn a new run scheme. The aiming points of our run game probably a little different than what he's been accustomed to. I like the progress he's made. Is this practice 10? I think is it practice 10? And early on, you could tell it was a little bit foreign to him. But and then Bullett's been really, for a freshman to come in here, and the thing that stuck out to me with both of them is they can pass pro, and they're physical doing it, and that's important. And they're both big guys, well over 200 pounds, so that's kind of the mode of we like, and they do a great job breaking tackles. So, between those 3 and I like the progress they're making. I think it's going to make for a good competition in that room.
So you guys are calling Davion Bullet now?
Yeah, that's his nickname. Is that okay?
Been his nickname forever.
Is that okay to call him that? Yeah.
It's in his bio. It's in his bio over there.
I don't want to get.
Answers to.
We can't get anybody after this.
Yeah.
All right, are we good?
Bullets and fun. All right. So say it that way. Yep.
It's about
Thank y'all.
speed, right?
Appreciate it.